This is Sherry Bracken. A U.S. Senate candidate forum featuring United States Senator Brian Schatz and United States Congresswoman Colleen Hanabusa was held Wednesday, July 2nd at Sangha Hall in Hilo. I served as the moderator of the discussion, and over the next few weeks, we will be looking at some of the topics covered by the candidates.
All right, by luck of the draw, it was determined that Senator Schatz will go first for the opening question. And the opening question is 2 minutes. Please talk about how your background will help you be effective in the United States Senate to serve the people of the state if you are elected our United States Senator. And you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to the Hawaii Island Chamber. The people in this room and this community and this island are who I think about when I go to work every day in the Senate. As we all know, Hawaii is the best place to live, but it's not the easiest place to make it. It can be very difficult for middle-class families to stay in the middle class or for people to enter the middle class. We have 3 generations living under one roof. My wife Linda and me, our kids Tyler and Mia, and Linda's parents George and Ping Kwok. George Kwok lived the American dream. He ran a chop suey house in Honolulu and worked hard all of his life to give opportunities to his family until his eyes gave out. Like more than 200,000 seniors across the state of Hawaii, he relies on Social Security. So I tell you about my family not because we're unique, but because we're like so many families in this room and across the island. People need help with protecting Social Security, reducing the cost of college. They need relief from the high cost of energy, and they need a senator who will fight for them. When I introduced legislation to increase Social Security benefits, or worked with President Obama to decrease the cost of college and fought for equal pay for equal work, it's because all of these issues are personal to me, and I know they're personal to many of you. These are the values that I'm taking to Washington. I'm grateful for this opportunity to evaluate my record and my opponent's record. In the Senate, I've been able to get things done for Hawaii. As the chair of the Tourism and Water and Power Committee, I'm in a unique position to help with clean energy and tourism, and we've been successful in securing key federal appropriations for Hawaii Island. I look forward to a great conversation and the opportunity to talk story with all of you.
Thank you. Colleen Hanabusa.
Thank you, and my thank you to you, Sherry, and all the sponsors. What gives me the tools necessary? It is the values and perspectives. Perspectives shaped by experience and hard work. Growing up in Waianae behind the service station, I learned hard work from pumping gas, changing oil, and checking for oil as a very young kid. I also know that education was very important to my parents. That is why my mother commuted me to the Prairie from 8th grade every day. By Big Island standards, 30 miles is not a long distance, but on Oahu, it's far. Did I like it? No. But do I appreciate my mother's sacrifice? Yes, I do. I ran for politics in 1998, the same year with Brian, and was elected to the Hawaii State Senate. And I did end my last 4 years there as the president of the Hawaii State Senate, the first woman to hold that position. And then in 2010, I went on to the Congress of the United States and have been there ever since. What I learned in the Hawaii State Senate is that you need to be able to develop relationships. You need to be able to earn people's respects, whether it's the constituents or whether it's your colleagues. That is what matters. And it also taught me a very important lesson, and that is how to act in a bipartisan manner. When I went to the Congress of the United States, I was clearly a minority within a minority. The Democrats no longer had control of the House of Representatives. So to deliver for Hawaii, it meant striking those relationships with those across the aisle. My record will clearly show you that I have been successful, thanks to the lessons that I learned in the Hawaii State Senate and those experiences that shaped me.
Thank you, Ms. Hanabusa. Just so everybody knows, that question was given to the candidates in advance, but other than that, unless they looked over somebody's shoulder, they have not received any other of the questions.
The event was sponsored by the Hawaii Island Chamber of Commerce, Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Hawaii, Hawaii Island Realtors, Hawaii Island Contractors Association, Kanoe Luhua Industrial Area Association, and the Hawaii Island Portuguese Chamber of Commerce. It was open to the community, free of charge.
Many candidates mention leadership during campaign season. For you, define leadership and how you can bring those qualities to the office. 2 minutes, please.
Sherry, that sounds like a question that I got when I was in high school when someone said, "What is leadership?" And I said, leadership is truly the ability to convince others to follow you, that you are there, that you respect them, you honor them, and that they trust you. Fundamentally, it is a matter of trust, that they trust you and that your word is good. I've said time and time again, whenever I speak to very new and young politicians or people who are elected, I say, remember one thing, it is your word. It is whatever you tell your colleagues that will determine how they view you, and in addition to that, it will determine how they respect you. Leadership is being able to take very tough votes. That's what it is. It means standing up, even if they tell you it is absolutely politically incorrect, because you believe in your heart that is the right thing to do for your constituents. That is being a leader. Sometimes being a leader can be very lonely. It can be very lonely when you do major changes in the law. But remember, in a legislative context, which is what we are as a state legislature or the Congress of the United States, irrespective of whether you're in the Senate or the House, you must convince others to that position. And the only way you're going to do that is if people respect you and you can lead, especially on issues that may not be popular. And also remember, a legislative body needs two houses, and the executive also has the right to quote-unquote veto. So it is not simply introducing bills. It is not simply saying, oh, I got it passed out of one house. It is becoming law. That's what we're there for, and that's our leadership qualifications.
Thank you. Mr. Schatz, would you define leadership for you and how you would bring that quality to this office if you're elected? 2 minutes, please.
Well, there are lots of leaders and there are lots of kinds of leaders. And on the Big Island, you've seen all kinds. Those who lead from the front, those who lead from the middle, those who lead quietly, those who lead with their voice. Let me tell you the kind of leader that I try to be. I try to focus every day on not who's for me, but who I'm for. I try to think every day about middle-class families. I try to think every day about the fact that it's not that easy to hold your family together on Hawaii Island or in the state of Hawaii. That's my North Star, is middle-class families. In the Senate, I've been able to build relationships that put me in a unique position to help Hawaii. I'm the chair of the Tourism Committee, and I'm the chair of the Water and Power Committee. And that's not about my accomplishment. That's about what I can do in terms of clean energy. That's about what I can do in terms of helping our tourism economy. We've also, as a delegation, done very well over the last year in the appropriations process. We have seen an increase in transportation funding. We have seen about a flat funding when it comes to Native Hawaiian health and education. We've seen increases in investment at the university system level, and I know Hilo has so much to be proud of and so much additional federal investment to pursue. That's what this is about. We have done well on the relationship building side. We've done very well in the appropriation side, and it also comes down to your votes and your values. And so some of my priorities come down to the people that I know across this room and across the island. I think college affordability is one of the middle-class issues of our time. I think that Social Security is the most successful anti-poverty program in American history, and I'm going to fight to protect it and increase it. And I think that Hawaii Island has tremendous potential in clean energy, and I'm going to continue to be an advocate for it.
Tomorrow we will have more from this forum and this heated Senate race. This is Sherry Bracken, Big Island Video News.
About 12 years, just under that.